Just as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was in Washington meeting with Donald Trump to talk peace, the war on the ground took a deadly turn. 5 Israeli soldiers were killed in a deadly ambush in northern Gaza. Reports say that explosive was set off as the troops were moving through Beit Hanoun, an area that has been fierce fighting since the war began. When other soldiers rushed in to rescue the wounded, gunmen opened fire. The result? Chaos, bloodshed, and heartbreak for Israeli families. Now, this brings the total number of Israeli soldiers killed to 888 since the war began in October 2022. But the tragedy didn't stop there. At least 18 Palestinians were killed in Israeli airstrikes across Gaza the very same day. In Khan Yunis, bombs fell on the tents where displaced families had been sheltering. A mother, a father, their children, all gone in a second. In central Gaza, another airstrike hit a crowd of civilians, killing 10 and injuring more than 70 people. In the meantime, hospitals are overwhelmed. The healthcare system in Gaza is hanging by a thread. One clinic surrounded by shelling has shut its doors. In the meantime, thousands now have nowhere to go for basic treatment, not even for vaccines for their children. All this happened while Netanyahu was in Washington trying to finalize a 60-day ceasefire deal with Trump. The plan is to pause the war, release hostages, and get food and aid flowing back into Gaza. But here's another problem. Neither side trusts each other. Hamas say that they'll release all hostages only if Israel pulls out of Gaza completely and ends the war. On the other hand, Israel says that the war ends only when Hamas surrenders, gives up its weapons, and goes into exile. Nobody's backing down, not yet. Well, the pressure on Netanyahu is building inside Israel. People are tired. They want peace. They want the hostages back. But the more soldiers die, the harder it becomes to strike a deal without looking weak. On the other side, Gaza has lost more than 75,000 lives, and more than half of them are women and children. The people there are running out of time, food, water, and even hope. Trump, fresh from handling the Israel-Iran conflict last month, is desperate to stop this particular war. He wants to announce a ceasefire very soon, but the truth is, a single deal may not be enough here. Let me tell you here, this war didn't just start with one rocket, and it won't end with just one meeting. The stakes are high, the cost is rising. And if the ceasefire deal falls apart, the next phase of this particular war could be even worse. Because in Gaza today, peace is still just a headline and war is the everyday reality.